Hi guys, it's Chris here from Some Bloke Who Travels a Lot, and today we are in Liverpool, more specifically taking the ferry across the Mersey, because this land's the place I love. It's also a fantastic and must do if you're visiting Liverpool. I recommend a walk along the historic waterfront, taking the Beatles statue and the Maritime Museum, then jump on one of the regular ferries over to Birkenhead. The views of the waterfront are fantastic, and over in Birkenhead you can visit a World War II submarine, and at only £3.80 for a return ticket, it's certainly money well spent. I have lots more videos on my trips to Liverpool, hotel reviews, museums and walks, and also the last time I took the ferry was to catch the big ferry to Belfast. All that and more coming soon on the channel, so please do consider subscribing, and if you ring the bell, YouTube will notify you when I publish them. Thank you so much for watching and happy travels. Now enjoy the crossing and listen out for 5 fun facts about the Mersey Ferry.
Displayed around the vessel. In the unlikely event of an emergency, you will hear 7 short blasts followed by 1 prolonged blast on the whistle. If you hear this signal, please make your way to the life jacket assembly points, following the assembly station direction signs displayed. The buoyancy apparatus on the top deck is in fact the seating, which will accommodate, along with the open reverse life rafts, 860 passengers. The crew will be on hand to give instructions and advice. Please note that smoking is not permitted on any part of the vessel, and we also ask you not to stand on the seats or sit on the ship's rails. We advise you to remain seated throughout the journey, particularly when arriving and leaving terminals, and we ask cyclists to alight after all foot passengers have left the vessel.
Please be aware that at certain times of the day, the link-span passenger bridges will be at a steep angle. This time of day is called low water. You may have difficulty if you're elderly or infirm. Please ask for help if required and take care. The low water times are displayed adjacent to the survey on the main deck of this vessel.
In World War II, one of the ferries was hit by a German bomb at the Seacombe landing stage. Now, luckily there were no reported injuries amongst the crew or passengers, but one member of the team wasn't too happy as he lost his false teeth in the blast. Luckily it wasn't Doddy. Did you know that the famous ferry across the Mersey was first recorded in the Domesday Book of 1086? The Benedictine monks from Birkenhead Priory actually ran the first regular ferry service to Liverpool in the 12th century, taking people to the Liverpool markets. Now, there are a lot of famous places and people in Liverpool, but with a royal charter dating back to 1330 from King Edward III, a world famous song written about them, they've showcased the Beatles to the people of Liverpool, been in hit films, TV shows, and sailed at least 3 generations of the royal family across the Mersey. The Mersey Ferry, it's really the original famous Scouser. Now, as you can see, the ferry is no naval cruiser, but in times of war and hardship, the ferries have stepped up. In 1918, during the First World War, 2 Mersey ferries, the Iris and the Daffodil, took part in a daring raid on the Belgian port of Zeebrugge. And in recognition, King George V granted permission to add the royal prefix to both ferries. In 1815, Mersey Ferries introduced its first steam ferry, the Etna, which meant there was a less reliance on wind speed and allowed the ferry to operate to a timetable. 200 years later, in 2015, to commemorate the centenary of the First World War, working with Sir Peter Blake and cultural partners, Mersey Ferries introduced Liverpool's most colourful ferry and the UK's only moving dazzle vessel, Razzle Dazzle, also affectionately known as Dazzle.